The Supreme Court just handed President Trump a big victory. Trump can continue to use that rare wartime law from 1798 to deport Venezuelan migrants, at least for now. That's according to a ruling that just came down tonight. Now, it is nuanced and narrow, but at least temporarily, Trump can continue using the Alien Enemies Act to round up and then deport these people while multiple cases continue to play out in lower courts. It's important to understand the justices did not rule on whether or not Trump is right to categorize these Venezuelan migrants here in the United States as eligible for deportation under the Alien Enemies Act. The justices' ruling was more technical. They said the plaintiffs, the migrants, were wrong to challenge their detention in Washington, D.C. The Supreme Court said they should have challenged their detention in Texas, where they're being held. But in their ruling tonight, the justices said the migrants weren't the only ones who got it wrong. All 9 justices agreed in today's ruling that the Trump administration is sort of wrong too. Trump and his Department of Justice have been arguing that the courts have no power to review anything the president does when it comes to these deportations under the Alien Enemies Act because, in their eyes, it's all a national security concern. The Supreme Court today said, wrong. Although judicial review under the Alien Enemies Act is limited, we have held that an individual subject to detention and removal under the statute is entitled to judicial review as to questions of interpretation and constitutionality of the act, as well as whether he or she is in fact an alien enemy 14 years of age or older. The Supreme Court says absolutely every one of these migrants that the Trump administration rounds up using the Alien Enemies Act from here on out must get due process to challenge their detention and possible deportation. And on top of that, the government must give migrants who are targets of possible removal under the Alien Enemies Act notice, so they have an opportunity to challenge that removal in court. The only question, as the Supreme Court sees it, is which court should they file their challenge? Today, the justices determined that challenge petition should be in the district where the migrant is currently being confined. So, what's going to happen now? Well, the president seems very excited about this ruling. He posted to his social media account tonight saying the Supreme Court has upheld the rule of law in our nation by allowing a president, whoever that may be, to be able to secure our borders and protect our families and our country itself. A great day for justice in America. But this isn't over. The courts still have not determined whether Trump was right to categorize these Venezuelans as eligible for deportation, nor have they determined whether Trump has the right to even use the Alien Enemies Act to justify their removal. Those questions are still moving through the lower courts. But in the meantime, now that the temporary block has been lifted, you can expect the Trump administration to continue with more roundups and possible deportations under the 1798 Alien Enemies Act. And if you want to read this ruling from the Supreme Court tonight, I will email it out to you in my Facts HQ email, so make sure you sign yourself up.